Hey, how's it going today, everybody? And welcome to the channel. It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. What's up? So we have a full moon coming in, and it's going to be at its peak on May 7th. And this is going to be called a flower moon. So it's going to be a really, really bright full moon in the sky. And it's just traditionally this full moon in the year is called a flower moon. So anyway, welcome here, guys, and thanks for joining me. So I'm going to I generally use the Witch's Tarot because this seems like the most magical and sort of matchy-matchy deck to do the full moon reading. Just one sec. Oh, sorry, I thought my dog was going to start making a ton of noise. So anyway, yeah, full moons are really magical. So I started doing new and full moon readings because we need to take advantage of the heavens when they're at their most powerful, and full moon is going to be one of those times. So we're going to look at what have I created and manifested since the new moon. And this is so that you can be aware of what you've been manifesting and creating, you know, outside of your sensory perception. Obviously, if you ever look at dogs and cats and other animals, they can see and hear things that are outside of our spectrum. So you could be creating things and not seeing them in your physical reality, but you know, they could still be there. So let's have a look at what have I created and manifested since the new moon. So it looks like you guys, okay, I've got the Death card here. So it looks like you guys have manifested a new beginning for yourselves. So the Death card, it's not a bad card, you guys. It means that you've completed some sort of cycle. So you could have been able to detach and release, transmute some ancient pain within you, you know, in order to start a new karmic cycle. You could be moving through your ascension path and doing very well at it by the looks of the Death card. So when we see this card, there's absolutely nothing to be worried about. This is something to celebrate, actually, is that, you know, all the hard work that you've been doing on your ascension path and probably in your physical realm as well, it's really starting to pay off here. So I think this is actually a great card, and congratulations to those of you that have been like constantly putting in the work. You know, there's a lot of people that think that ascension path and awakening, like, you know, soul ascension, is this really easy sort of hearts and flowers, rainbows and unicorns path, and it's very intense. You know, it's called Dark Night of the Soul for a reason. You go through a lot of stuff, and you have to shed a lot of layers and like re-experience pain, and it's not fun. So if you're hanging in there, you're doing a great job, and that's what the Death card is saying. So where am I now? So you've got the Moon card. Are you kidding me right now? So the Moon card, you guys, just phenomenal on your full moon reading, you know, and it's like this card just absolutely embodies your magical side, you know, and I'm getting the word witchcraft, and there's nothing wrong with witchcraft, you guys. Witchcraft is just understanding that, you know, the emotions and the words and the intentions that you put out into the universe will create your life for you, and following your intuition. So I think you've gone a long way on your path, you know, and sometimes you have to like basically kill off a part of yourself in order to become the version of yourself that you'd like to be. And this is such a powerful card with the moon, like the way that she's standing, and sort of just everything is, she's just so at one with the nature and world around her. And even if it's a bleak landscape, you're able to stand straight and tall. And sometimes things fall off, and you stop seeing like the facade, you know, and you start to see actually the man behind the curtain. The Wizard of Oz was actually more prophetic than people give it credit for. It's a pretty intense movie, you know, and if you look at some of these movies, they're not what they seem. Like the Wizard of Oz isn't really a kid's movie, you know. Dorothy having those red shoes and understanding that she had the power within her the whole time. That talks about you and your magical powers here. I'm starting to recognize that and shedding the layers of like the 3D matrix, which is super important on your journey. So what is coming into your consciousness here, guys? You've got the World card. wow, these cards are so powerful that I'm pulling here for you guys. So you can basically accomplish anything that you want. And this is just like this mad druid type card, like just absolutely overrun with nature. And I'm just seeing, you know, sometimes there's a need to get back to nature and forget so much about, I'm getting the word like the machinations of society, what that can do. And, you know, just being connected to the more real side of life. You know, once you stop buying so much into sort of the corporate lies, you know, I mean, if you want to look at governments and you think that they're all for you, all you have to do is like basically look at the United States and see what that government is doing to its people. So you could be understanding that you're able to do things yourself and you're a very accomplished person, and you might have more to do with the sort of ascension and evolution of the world than you might even know. Like if you've been guided to watch some of my videos, maybe you're here to be a light worker too. And I think that's really important with the World card, and it's showing all this nature, because people are, I think there's going to be a turning of going back to the roots of who we really are. So I think this is really important. So what is no longer serving you? The Magician. This is really interesting. So this is a really beautiful card here, and this is what is no longer serving you. So, I mean, sometimes I pull a card and I'm a little confused by the guides, like why they would put this card across my path when I come across a certain, like the way it's juxtaposed with this question. Usually the Magician is a really, I mean, it's a great card to have. So let me just pull a clarifier over top of it. And I've got the Hermit. So I'm really glad I pulled a clarifier, because you've got the Magician card and then you've got the Hermit card. So what I'm getting here now, and the message sort of came in a little bit stronger when I pulled that clarifying card, is like you don't have to hide your magic anymore. You know, you can come out of a hermit mode and really be who you are. You know, there's tons of people sort of coming to the forefront of their ability and being able to show who they really are in this world. You know, you don't have to hide the fact that you're magical or on an ascension path or on your soul journey, or that you're a light worker. You chose to be here at this specific time in history because you're here to help, right? And you're here to create the bridges to 4 and 5D. So I think that, again, and I think if you're sitting here watching this video, you might have a higher calling than you're aware of. So how can you release and let go of these energies? So you have the Knight of Pentacles. So, I mean, you're probably also moving towards your greatest abundance, and that path will take you to your greatest awareness, you know. So you just have to keep on following the signs, you know. You could be like, I'm just seeing like this really long path. Like it's almost like the Matrix, where Neo gets that message to follow the white rabbit, you know. And you could be getting a message to follow something, and it's going to take you down into a path that is more so your reality than the one that you're currently living, and not in a scary way. It's like, I don't know if you guys have heard my story. Like, it was just a little bit after my paternal grandmother died, I got a message to, hey, why don't you go start reading tarot cards? So from that, I took that message and I was like, you know, a little bit blown away. And I went to the store and I got 2 tarot card decks and a couple of books, and I started my journey. So that's what I mean by, like, you kind of go down the rabbit hole and you just keep on following it, like, and trusting your guides. So you can sort of release this feeling of like you can't show people who you really are with the Hermit, and become the magician that you were born here to be, right? So this is really interesting, and you could be getting impulses to do something that you're like, say what now? But I mean, part of your journey is to follow spirit without hesitation. So really pay attention to the messages that you get, guys, and what additional resources are available to you as you release and let go. I mean, this card really speaks to me of listening to your divine intuition. You know, you've got everything is covered here and crossed up. So if you're going really within yourself to make decisions, you don't have to make decisions because your path is already written, you guys. All you have to do really is listen to the voice in your head and your heart. And the voice of anxiety, remember this, is loud. And the voice of your spirit guides is soft and gentle and assured. So if you're having a hard time sort of deciding which voice to listen to, and we all have more than one, am I right? So listen to the soft, guided whisper that comes into your life, and that is going to be the resource that will take you to your path of your highest timeline and your highest ascension, where you can serve others to your highest ability. So this is going to be a really intense full moon for you guys, full of a lot of your soul purpose and clearing karmic debt, and you know, just really stepping into your full power here. And I want to show you this moon card again. You know, to me, this is like the ultimate in divine femininity, is understanding how powerful you are and owning it, and owning it without an apology. So anyway, guys, yeah, happy full moon. Take care. Bye.